New details about the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. The first and newly released investigative report describes a series of shortcomings and failures of the school district and law enforcement officers who, quote, failed to prioritize saving the lives of innocent victims over their own safety. The report says officers waited 77 minutes to confront the gunman as he took the lives of 19 children and 2 teachers. ABC News senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky joins us now. Aaron, good to see you. Read through this report. It is a tough one. And I have to ask you right off the bat, could some of these officers face criminal charges?
That'll be determined by the district attorney in Uvalde, who's conducting her own investigation, Kenneth, and she has not ruled it out. She told the Uvalde Leader News that criminal charges are possible. We don't know under what statute she might, but it's certainly possible. And after reading this report, you do get a sense that, according to the investigators, some of the officers did not follow training, did not follow protocols that would say confront the shooter right away, put their lives in front of the lives of those kids. But the report was also clear, Kenneth, that even faster, more competent police action may not have been able to save lives, since so much of the gunfire happened in the first moments of the shooting. Although in a last footnote, the committee was able to say that it's possible some of those who shot and died at the hospital might have lived had they not had to wait so long for rescue.
Wow, just incredible. And as you know, Aaron, that this report, it says that the suspect was not born a shooter, but instead turned into one. What do they mean by that? Well,
the investigators were able to trace the history of this 18-year-old Salvador Ramos, and it seems as if he developed, according to the report, a fascination with school shootings, even as recently as the shooting in Buffalo. And he apparently wanted to be on the news. He sought notoriety and fame. But as a kid, he was a sort of a mild-mannered kid. In 4th grade, though, in the very classroom that he ended up shooting up at Robb Elementary School, he was apparently bullied, and he had a stutter that may have contributed to it. His family was aware, the school district was aware that he was an at-risk student, was falling behind academically, but the report said he never received any kind of special education services. His home life was quite troubled. The father wasn't really there. He became somewhat estranged from his mother. He even talked with a cousin about suicide. So there are real questions as to whether the family was properly attuned to getting him the kind of help that he seemed to be crying out for. And last year, Kenneth, he started to have what investigators called a vague notion of conducting a school shooting. And after a final falling out with his mother in the early part of this year, that's when he decided to plan.
Yeah, and so many people are asking what's next for this school. I know that the children are not currently in that building, but the report says the school was not prepared for this kind of risk. How so, and how has that changed for whatever building those children end up in after this one is apparently going to be demolished, correct?
Yeah, it's certainly not going to reopen this year with kids in it. They've already said that the kids, the 3rd, 4th graders, that they'll be taken to other school buildings in the district, and they're making arrangements now. They haven't even said when school's going to reopen. It should be soon. We don't know if they're going to need more time. Robb Elementary School, according to the investigators, had a culture of not really paying attention to some of their own safety protocols that would require the doors to be locked, that would require them to be closed. Apparently they were chalked open quite often, especially because a lot of substitute teachers didn't have ready access. So the doors were rather open, and the report faulted the community, the school community, for not taking seriously some of those safety protocols. That puts an awful burden on an elementary school that's really supposed to be teaching, you know, math and everything else, but those protocols exist for a reason, and the report said they should be followed.
Aaron, so many people thinking about those still grieving families. How are they reacting to this report?
You know, we heard some of them who are still quite angry because nothing that the investigators found is going to do anything to bring their loved ones back, of course. And some are skeptical. You know, they said that this investigation started with inaccuracies and with accounts that were unreliable, and so they're wondering if they can trust anyone here. And the families, rather the report made clear, Kenneth, that some of that early misinformation was damaging because it made it more difficult for the truth to get out and for people to believe it. They also said it opened the door to potential conspiracy theories that they're still trying to tamp down, especially online.
And Aaron, what's the latest on the investigation?
Well, the investigation continues on a number of fronts. This is the Texas House Committee. As I say, the district attorney is investigating to decide whether there's any criminal charges, even though the gunman is dead, to see if anyone else needs to be charged. The FBI is looking at this. The Texas Department of Public Safety is looking at it. And the mayor of Uvalde, after this report came out, put his own acting police chief on leave and said he would demand an investigation into the city police department response. So it seems like there's going to be not only a lot of investigating to come, but also more fallout.
Yeah, so many developments there. Aaron Katersky, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Kenny.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.